Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode by the Bros of Decay. Okay, we are making our way right now in Belgium to an abandoned house, abandoned farmhouse. I love abandoned farmhouses in Belgium. They always hold so much traditional history of my own country, and I'm really excited to explore this one because it should be fully furnished. Unfortunately, I have no story about it yet, but I will find that out inside. So let's go there right now and let's see what's left behind. Okay, we're approaching the place right now. You can already see it. Okay, this looks like a very, very traditional Belgian farm. Everything left behind, but that's very interesting. And the door is just wide open. Oh my God, this decay is crazy. Wow, it's actually quite lovely. Okay, let's start off this exploration. Today we are exploring again my beloved home country Belgium. Today's documentary will give you a look inside of an ordinary Belgian house. These people were farmers, and the last person that lived in this place was Mrs. Paula. She was known around the town as a very kind and joyful person, and when you wander throughout her house, you immediately sense this joyfulness in her life by the items that she left behind. Now, after a long time, her house is slowly starting to deteriorate. Today we will go throughout our beautiful abandoned house and show you what's left behind in here. Yes, so let's start off this exploration here outside of this place. And I actually found out some things while going inside of there about the people that lived here. Mrs. Paula was the last person living in this place. Her husband died way before her. I don't know the exact date about that, but these people were farmers, Belgian farmers, as you can see from the house. But it's such a unique place and all the memories of them are still stored in there. I'm quite excited to take you in there, so let me take over the camera from Jeroen. Thank you very much for helping me out. His Instagram link will be in the description for you to check out his beautiful pictures. But now let's focus on this amazing place. We're standing here outside, and as you can see, the building is completely deteriorating. The roof tiles are just falling off into the building. And this over here would be their back entrance. Most likely not for guests, but just for themselves. And as you can see, the windows are completely covered with spiderwebs right now from all those years. Oh, such a lovely day here in Belgium. That backyard, overgrowing. I just love it right now. This is true exploring for me. Exploring an abandoned building with the sun on your face. Jeroen is even chilling here in the backyard, waiting for me to finish the video. Just on the chair right there. Lovely, right? And over here we can see the barns for the animals. Most likely they would have cows or pigs in here, but I'm not 100% sure about the animals that they used to have. So that takes us to the back door over here, another back door. And that leads us into the hallway, where Paula and her beloved husband would enter into their house after a long day of working on the field and treating the animals. Oh, this place is falling apart, guys. Falling apart. Must have at least been abandoned for 20 years to be in such a state of decay. Got some artifacts here on the wall. A pen drawing. I assume this is from Bruges, one of the most beautiful cities in Belgium. And it says over here that's from 1951. 70 years ago. In the hallway, they also got this heater. And that leads us further into the place where Mrs. Paula had her prized possession, her display cabinet with the plates in there, the designed plates, and I just adore these. Wow. Look at this incredible piece that's made in France. Nord, Moulin de Poule et Hambre, it says on there. I'm not an expert on these things. I'll leave that to the experts. Lovely to see this thing. Let's close it up. Let's wander further, because back here, this is how they went into their barn to treat the animals. So all the animals would be in here. Mrs. Paula and her husband would be caring for them, milking the cows, feeding the pigs. And over here, they stored their coal to heat up the house. You can even see the straw still here on top of the barn, rotting away over the years. Isn't that just crazy? Over here in the hallway, they even had a hall tree to hang up their coats, and also a little mirror in the middle. This is not a very fancy one, in all means, but it's very functional. And we don't use these pieces of furniture that much anymore today. I know we don't have one of those at home, and they are very, very functional. Wow. Painting of the Dutch farmlands with the windmills. And that leads us through this door into one of the most fascinating rooms of this house, the dining area. Wow. Look at the stunning room that we enter into, that tells 1,000 stories of times when Paula and her husband were still here on planet Earth. Wonderful cabinet here. No, this is not a wonderful cabinet. This is just a storage cabinet, Lesley. I'm always talking to myself. But this is just a storage cabinet where Paula and her husband put some things inside. As you can see, some food and some candy, and her glasses are still here. And some raisins that they haven't eaten yet after all those years. What I want to do is I want to take one of these packets of food out, and I want to look if we can find an expiration date anywhere on there. It seems that I can't really determine where that date might be. Okay, let me put it back nicely. Oh, look at these flashlights. They are wonderful. A little light bulb in there, very cute, actually. And these candies, bonbon, Houston bonbon. My granddad always had these at home. I remember when I was a little child, I always went to my granddad, and the first thing I got when I got inside of the house was like, "Hey Lesley, do you want one of these candies?" And I used to love them, but I can't find them anymore in the stores nowadays. And they are very typical for Europe. I think they are very typical for the Netherlands and Belgium. So when you're from another country around the world, you might not know these. And then in the middle of the room, we had the dining setup, the table, with even the soup tureen still in the middle of it. Look at these amazing chairs that line the sides of the table. Beautiful upholstery on there. Take one of these out. They are quite dirty right now. Just amazing to see. Is this tin or silver? Beautiful design on there. I love this setup in the middle of the table. Wow. Now the beam is exposed, but before it would be covered with a design of wood. And then over here we have like a little accountancy setup with a drawer, a calculator left behind. And this looks like, yeah, late 2000s, early 2000s calculator. I assume this place might be abandoned for around 20 years right now at this point. And we have a present that Paula got from somebody that's still in its wrapper. A painting from Apple Monton. And over here we have like a little accountancy book that they most likely have used for the farm to keep up with everything that they had in there. Just some little accountancy. 1992 we see over here. That's the first date in this place. Wow, I just adore this lamp. Such an amazing piece, and it looks like it's a candle in there. It's actually just a light bulb, as you can see. It's an ordinary light bulb. And for some people that like the wallpaper as well, over here, you get a glance of it. Okay, let's go further, because there's way more to see. You can see over here a stulp with a doll underneath. Quite religious doll, and I most likely assume as well. I always say assume because I'm not 100% sure about these things, and I don't want to offend these people with telling wrong things. That's why I say assume, so I'm never wrong. But you can see there's praying beads. The child in here is holding praying beads, and this is a very religious doll. So it also looks like this woman is wearing some sort of a cope. Wonderful to see. But it's a very beautiful piece that she proudly displayed over here. Carved cabinet underneath. The clock also deteriorating away. Who's this person? Was this her husband? No, he doesn't have the same surname. Oh, for the keys. Two clocks over here as well. And then we have the gas fireplace. Is it a gas fireplace? Because we just saw the coals. Yes, this is a gas fire. No? Is this a coal or a gas fireplace? I'm not sure. I'll look into it. Designs to the side for a man and a woman eating themselves up in front of the fireplace after a long days of work. Wow. And this setup is just wonderful. Paula, her purse on an upholstery chair with even her shoes still underneath there after all those years. True time capsule. And that now will take us further into the house. We will leave this part for later because it's quite special. But first let's wander through here. And I want to show you as well, as always, how low that the doorways are in these places. Because this house most likely has been built in the beginning of the 1900s. And yeah, people were a lot shorter then than we are right now. So we enter into the kitchen over here. Wow. This is not such a special kitchen, but there's lots of things to see as well. All the toothbrushes of them are still here. All the medicine that they used. Here I made a hot water with Valion. Let's see what we have in the kitchen. The spices are still left here. What kind of spices did she like? Spices together with the shampoos and one cabinet. That must have smelled great. You accidentally put the wrong thing on your food. Wow. Unwashed pans and pots. They are just, yeah, that's to cry for actually. All the foods still in here. Sugar. I'm looking for expiration dates. Raisins. Aha, we got one. 2015. Wow. These things mostly stay good for a few years, so might be around 2000. It might be abandoned for around 10 years. I've not found an exact date yet, of course, but that's crazy. 10 years. It's actually not that long. And look at this setup. We got a stairway going up here, very steep. And then behind there, they had a bedroom. And then down there, we have the basement. So let's venture first into the basement. Lots of liquor left behind. Extra Smith's Belgian liquor. Very, very small basement actually. Oh, Paula made so many pots of food in here. Preserved food. That's something that they used to do back in the day. Wow, all sherry's in here. Crazy to see. And the basement ceiling is also already completely collapsing, falling apart over the years. Okay, and let's now head up there and see that bedroom up there. Because it's quite fascinating how it's designed. The doorway is halfway there and you have to go up the stairs a few steps to go into that bedroom. I think it's added on later, maybe for an extra child or something like that. Okay, this is quite a task to undertake. Yes, and then we can enter into the bedroom. Okay. Welcome into a very, very small bedroom. Wow. A mirror on the side here. Definitely this room has been added on later. You can see the exposed wire running through here everywhere. A desk to study at. With lots of religious artifacts on here. Statue of Jesus Christ. A lot of these tin cans. Let me see. I stored some medicine in there. And I'm also wondering what this piece of furniture is actually. It's locked. It's completely locked. But there's something in here. It's maybe some sort of a vault or something like that, but not very secure. There's a key on top of here. Let's test it out. No, that doesn't fit. That definitely doesn't fit. Okay, that leaves me wondering. If anybody knows what people would store in here, just let me know in the description. In the comment section, what is the description? Okay. Maria. Down here. Oh wow, look at the chandelier. Completely covered by spiderwebs. Suitcases to travel around the world and go on amazing adventures. Wow. What a tiny little exquisite room actually. Again, I'm touching the doorway with my hand, and I'm even not that tall. Wonderful. Okay, oh, I have to be careful. And that takes us to the ceiling, to the attic. Look at this. I'm not gonna go too far on this attic because it's completely broken. Probably gonna fall into the living room if I'm not careful. But look at this place. No installation, nothing. That's how they would design these attics back in the day. Okay, back down now, and now it's time to go into this room. I just love the doorway with the curtain behind it. We can already get a glimpse inside of it. Let's open this piece up. And now we come into what seems another dining area. / living area, maybe. This might have been the formal dining area, and this might have been the normal dining area. I'm not sure about this distinction between these two. But this one is also quite fascinating to see. And especially the decay in this room is incredible. Look at how the ceiling is just completely falling apart. Crazy. Now we have a painting underneath. Some sort of reason. Put this here to catch the water. Wow. And here to the side, we have a coffee table, completely designed and painted, but now deteriorating in the rubble that's falling on it. Some sort of African artwork on top of there. I love this coffee table. I forgot to show you the stove with the marble top above there, and even the walking cane of Mrs. Paula still rests on the stove. The chair where she would sit in the evening next to the stove, heating herself up. Her shaver still here. Then we have the main room. Some cabinets in there. These are 2 identical cabinets. And I quite love these. With the curtain in front. Wonderful. Things displayed on there. Oh, we've got a little note here. Let me see. Oh, this is quite interesting. This is from 1952, and this is actually like a warranty letter that they would write for the people, and it says over here in very, very fancy Dutch that not everything is covered by the warranty. I will read it for you. 2 jaar waarborg op het werk. Vallen of het springen van der veer en stukken zelfs veroorzaakt, uitgezonderd Beringen den 21/11/1952 R per voet. Damesuurwerk. Okay, so now you have that's my Dutch. That's how I talk Dutch. Wow, such wonderful things in here. Table in the middle. A game of chess would have been played here. And then they had this beautiful chandelier, a wooden chandelier actually, hanging here. And that brings us to this side of the room, where where Paula would make her calls. We have our telephone up here, a little booklet for all the contacts that she needed to call with the numbers still in there. Studio, there's a record, this some sort of a recording device, maybe for voicemail, I'm not sure about this one. A record player down here, and an amplifier underneath it. Wow. And this is the front door, the spider webs completely covering it. Such amazing things. Whole ceiling falling apart. Oh, I love this drawer here to the side as well. Has some amazing designs on there. Wonderful. And that takes us into the last room of this place, which was her bedroom, where Paula spent those last years without her husband alone, sleeping in this enormous bed, completely alone. Still made after those years. Pillow still on there. Painting on the wall. Sometimes these places are very sad to go through, especially when people lose loved ones. And I have to tell that story, of course. But it keeps being sad after all those years of exploring and telling stories. Vanity, where she would make herself beautiful in the morning. Wow. Then here to the back, we have one last storage room, where she stored some shares, as you can see. What a wonderful place, beautiful artifacts left behind. Just what I love and like on a beautiful Sunday when I have free time and go exploring. So I want to thank Paula very, very much for her life, and I'm glad that we could film the home and bring her story to life on this channel. I want to thank you all very much for watching this week's video. Please like, subscribe, and write a nice comment to me down there. There's also a link in the description for Patreon that you can support the channel and help us out going on these amazing adventures around the world. I will thank you all and see you next week. Another amazing episode. Bye bye. Love you very much.